So today, let's talk about a couple of them, right? So the first one is position. These leaders are driven by levels of leadership, management, middle management, executive, senior VP. They all these titles. They're driven by titles, and that is the only way that they're going to be able to function properly. And I was like that one time. I remember back when I was in network marketing, and we were always pushing for these pin levels, these levels where you were going to get more accolades, more perks from the business. And it's a position driven business, to where you're always pushing for this pin level, and you're not pushing for what's important, or any purpose, no real purpose to be something. So that's one of them. And if you find yourself in a position leadership role, if it's okay for you, that's fine. But when it comes down to being a true leader, this is not the mindset to have. This is not the thing that you want to be driven by. So let's talk about another one, which is permission. Permission leaders. These are the people who always have to go out and ask for any type of permission to do something. Hence the word permission leaders, right? So they have to ask in order to make new decisions, in order to make new innovations, in order to build something and spearhead some type of project. They want to get permission first, and they love getting some type of accolade from the higher ups, and they're like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, is it possible? And they're driven by that. Now, some of this is pretty good, some of it's bad. It depends on the hierarchy and the business structure that you're in. But when you're called to be a true leader of the community, of your business, of your culture, of your business, this is not one of those things. You don't want to always have to ask for permission or find permission to do something that's going to better yourself, better the community, better the structure, better the environment, better the culture of the business. You don't want to always have to ask questions. So let's go on to the next one, which is production driven. Production driven leaders are people who are advancing sales, or any type of way where there's quotas to be had, numbers to be crunched. You know what I mean? Like, these are the people that will go above and beyond to get those numbers or get those statistics that they need, right? Now, production-driven leaders are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie; they're at the bottom half of the greater part of the leadership attributes, because someone who is driven by production is going to get a lot done for you. Now, these are the type of people that's going to go out, like, they're going to ask you, hey, what needs to get done? Hey, we need 3.5 million in sales this year. And these are the type of people that'll break it down per quarter, per month, what they need to be, what the production needs to be in order to get the numbers that they're looking for. So production-driven leaders are pretty good. But when it comes down to leadership, I think there's one that's very important. We're going to talk about it now. Purpose-driven. Purpose-driven leaders are the people who are solely on the path of helping others around them. They do nothing but want to help the people around them. They want to help people grow. They want to help people build. They want to help people get to where they're trying to be. Now, we're not even just talking about in business. We're not talking about we're talking about personal lives. We're talking about in financially. We're talking about any aspect of a person. They want to help them get further. These are the mentors. These are the coaches. These are the people that, remember back when you had a job. So back when I had a job, man, back when I was in IT, I went through a lot of IT jobs, right? Well, because it was contract work. So they always ask you the question when you get to another job is, who was the best supervisor you ever had? And you always have to think back to that one person who was just always driven to push you and pull what is great out of you. And that was a gentleman by the name of Zeke. He sat down with me a lot. So he would give me books every month to read, and we would sit down and talk about what I learned. He would ask me, what are my aspirations? Like, I know you don't want to do desktop support for the rest of your life. What are some of the things that you would like to do? Let's write them down and see if they meet goal inside of the business. At the time, I wanted to get a CCNA, which is a certification inside of IT. I wanted to get some things. I wanted to get a project management certification because I wanted to uplift my career and move forward. And he helped me put the pieces in place and how to get things done, and gave me tools and practicals every week in order to become better. And those are the type of purpose-driven leaders that you have, and that's just in the business culture inside of the 9 to 5 that people have it from day to day. We're not even talking about the people who are out here doing things in the community, doing things for each other, and building businesses out here. Those type of leaders are the people, when they build a business, they're not building it for money, they're not building it for status, they're not building it for because of anybody's permission, they're not building it for position, none of those things. They're building it because they want to help people get to where they want to go. They want to help, they want to bring a product or service and have a result in the end. So look.